All right, the killing of the United Healthcare CEO went down about 10 days ago, just a couple of blocks from where I sit right now. It is amazing that they caught the shooter, but now we're learning a lot more about the shooter. Jack Jupin has a lot more, the former FBI supervisory agent, Jupin International CEO and founder. Jack, the biggest development this morning was news that the shooter in this case, or the alleged shooter, now has himself a pretty fancy and probably expensive lawyer out of New York, and amid indications that he will be back in New York a lot sooner than he wanted to be. What do you make of all of this?
Yeah, I mean, holding up extradition at this point, Neil, it's just a formality. It's paperwork. He's going to be extradited back to New York. Karen Agnifilo, I believe, is his new attorney.
You're right.
And she's very good. I know her. I know her husband. I worked with her husband when he was a federal prosecutor when I was in the FBI. And, he has very competent counsel in back of her. And we're going to see where this goes. But, yeah, he should be back by next week, I believe.
You know, Chuck, the one thing we've learned is that neither he nor his mom had any association with United Healthcare. It wasn't their insurance company, their healthcare company. So there's no known connection between the two. Of course, United Healthcare is the largest such insurer in the United States, so it might have been just an easy target because of its sheer size. But what did you make of those developments?
Yeah, I mean, we did. We're looking at the history of this guy now, and we're not finding any history with United Healthcare with him whatsoever. It looks like this guy comes from a very upper middle class background.
Right.
He's very well educated. And for all indications leading up to this, he lived a normal upper middle class life, and something snapped, something happened in his life to trigger this. We've now seen, he has the manifesto of the Unabomber in his possession that was found with him when he was arrested. And, he has a strange affinity for this kind of stuff. And, the more we talk to him, if he's willing to talk, which, I'm not guaranteeing that'll ever happen, we'll see what he has to say. But also, too, we're going to look at his social media, right? We're going to see what of his last post, where obviously the mother reported him missing and hadn't spoken to him in about 6 months.
Right.
So a lot of strange indications over the last 6 to 8 months seem to have happened.
You talk about affinity. A lot of people have affinity for him, Jack, and he's become a bit of a rock star in a certain community. Yeah. And it goes beyond his looks or all that. A lot of it has to do with people who have been flashing images on social media. One big CEO down, many more to go. And I wonder, it occurred the same week that Andrew Whitty, who's the CEO of the parent company, United Healthcare. The parent company of that is United Health. And Andrew Whitty, who had security himself, even though it turns out that his CEO there at United Healthcare did not, he said that the healthcare system is flawed, and let's try to fix it, in a New York Times letter he wrote. So what is he reacting to?
Well, I think it's apparent to all of us. I mean, I've had multiple surgeries myself. I've had that back pain. I've had procedures. I've had, shoulder surgeries and so on and so forth. I understand it. The health system is totally flawed. And there are a lot of people that are frustrated with it.
Right.
Now, does that give you the right to go out and take another human being's life? The answer to that is obviously no. But, people are frustrated, and frustrations do boil to the top, because you're right. There was no reason for this guy to be his target. He didn't know him, had no affiliation with them whatsoever, or this individual. But he found a target, and this is when he took it out, and he took it out on Mr. Thompson.
I'm just wondering, though, a lot of insurance companies taken down pages on their website showing their top executives out of an abundance of caution. And we have seen, and we have lived through in the past, where bank CEOs and executives were targeted, particularly outside the United States and South America, what have you. The same with tobacco companies in the middle of the cigarette furor, and what they knew and when they knew it. Do you think this could be a new wave of that sort of thing?
Yeah, absolutely. And what's ironic is Mr. Thompson used to have security, by the way.
That's right.
Once upon a time. Why that discontinued, I do not know. I have many, many associates of mine and colleagues that currently do this. They protect CEOs. At the very minimum, they have a driver who's usually armed, a police officer, a retired FBI agent, a retired law enforcement officer. So the fact that he didn't have security kind of surprised me, that he's just walking New York City by himself. and with no protection whatsoever. Mr. Whitty, I'm sure, does have quite a bit of protection around him, along with many, many other CEOs of many, significant companies like United Health. So, you're going to see a change for sure. I'm already getting the phone calls at my company now,
I bet.
at Jupin, of executive protection. Can you be a driver? Can I have one of your guys, being armed and driving me to and from New York City? In northern New Jersey, where I reside out of, many people in this community commute to New York every day, and they live in and around this area. So there's going to be a definite need.
Yeah, I am not at all surprised, sadly, by that. Jack, thank you very much. Jack Jupin, great seeing you again.